new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Let's go. Watch out now. 50 series. Black Olsen. Ready.
Love going to throw right away. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Now you can exhale. The season is officially underway. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
On 1st and 10, Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Now a 2nd and 10. A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now Love, he's got this complete to Jones. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. So it's a tough test for the Packers' new starting quarterback, Jordan Love. 2 road games to begin the year. Today here in Chicago, next week in Atlanta. But he's one of the rare first-rounders that got to sit and watch for a little bit. So how do you think that'll serve him going forward?
Well, you sit there and absorb game plans for all this time. You watch how people prepare. You see how teams respond to being up, down, all those things. Now he gets to step into that role and be the leader of this team. All the things he's dreamed of and imagined, now he gets to put into practice.
Play action this time with Love. That's to the tight end, Musgrave. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over to the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Now Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are on the board here first in the season opener.
Well, just about an ideal start to this one offensively because on the road, you want to make sure you quiet the home crowd early. And how do they do it? Nice march to start things off, let the run game find its footing early. That drive certainly checked a lot of boxes, and they finished it off with a touchdown run.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. He's got a man, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. A huge play there for Chicago. 54 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's 2nd and 7. Now Fields. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Fields. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Here we go.
They're going for it. Here's Herbert. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bears nothing.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. In motion left goes a tight end. They'll bring a tight end in motion. Flushed out right. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I thought that was a nice job there, feeling the pressure and rolling out away from it and keeping the play alive. And I think he did it with the idea that his tight end would find his way free in the end zone, and his confidence was rewarded.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Nixon now from his end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I wanted to have something different, and I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown Bears! Darnell Mooney, 56 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
That open man that time, they end up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Ready.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Love, they go play action now. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a throw here to his running back. He's got room to roam. Touchdown! Aaron Jones, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Packers have moved out in front. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 21-14.
Anders Carlson to kick off.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And the Packers pick it up. He may go. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
Don't jump. Ready?
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Fields. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here we go.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down.
Here we go.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Ready?
Love going to give this one to Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Love. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's go. Strike two.
Play fake. Here's Love. He finds his man complete. That's Reed. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. And give him a gain of 37. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On play action, Love to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here we go,
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Hey, Ken.
Now it's Fields. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Ready?
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Love. And that is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
For the Packers field goal of 32 yards down.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
go, son.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Hey, Ken. Right.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight, planted their feet, and forced the incompletion on first down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On third down, Love. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially.
Fields hit, and the ball is loose. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach. He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down and a yard. Off the option, it's Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the first down on that one?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Throwing. Love. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Here we go.
Intercepted. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
Now Herbert to start the drive. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Play action. It's Fields. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Quay Walker came through to make the sack. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Following the interception, Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Bears 14. Anders Carlson, the kickoff for the Packers.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over. It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Hey, Ken.
To the air again, Fields. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, Now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the third quarter. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bears are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Back to throw, Fields. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now they're in the hurry-up. From the 50, here's Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now Fields. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. They're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action this time with Love. Complete to Jones. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Ready, steal, check, steal. Ready.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
This fielded right at the goal line. Escapes the defender. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Fields. Looking deep here for Mooney. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Looking deep here for Mooney. And my goodness, another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it. And the Packers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
And the Packer first down.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Black Ultra. Set, go.
Love now to pass on 1st down. He'll find Jones again, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
At the Bears' 34-yard line.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. His throw incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Here we go.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Set.
Love from the gun. That is caught. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
Let's go.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
Cheetah. Cheetah.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Jet sweep. Here's Watson. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into week 2. This has been an impressive week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Now Carlson for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Packers 64, Bears 14. Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent